Hi, this is Cecilia Oliveira, and this is How I Got Into Data, a Woman in Data podcast limited series. When I changed careers, I didn't expect to find so many people that do not come from a traditional data or STEM background. There are so many incredibly interesting stories. This Women in Data podcast spin-off is about representation, diversity, and finding your own place in the data world. It has been 3 years since I transitioned from hospitality sales to data analyst, and although it felt like I was throwing myself from a cliff and hoping data would catch me at the bottom of it, I couldn't be happier with the choice I made. I had the chance to chat to some amazing women who wanted to share their stories. They're so inspiring, and I hope they inspire you too. Enjoy! Our guest today is Elodie Hudson. Elodie transitioned into data in 2023 from being a teacher for 16 years and also working in science to become a lead data scientist at a technology and training company for the railway industry. She has an incredible and inspiring journey about career change. I had a great time discovering her journey. I hope you do too. Hi everyone. So I'm here today with a new guest with a really great story about career transitioning to data, Elodie Hudson. Elodie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Elodie Hudson. I currently work as the lead data scientist at a software company called AssessTech Limited, and I've been with them for nearly 9 months.
And this is your first position in data?
Yeah, it's my first job in data, that's right. Having been a teacher for 16 years, and before that I worked in science and I did a PhD in fisheries biology a long time ago. I finished that in 2002. So I've had a long career doing lots of other things, and the data bit is really very new.
Yeah. As a first position into data, lead data scientist is a pretty good start.
It's a really good start. It was hard to know where to go into data because I had so much other experience. So when I was in education, I worked as a head of department and I was head of admissions. So I had lots of experience in a sort of management and leadership roles. And that was difficult to know how to take that into a completely new career, particularly in a new domain as well. So the software industry is new to me as well. And we sell software to the railway industry, and that's new as well. The thing that really helped was going with a small company. So in a really small company, we've got like 30 people. It's easier for me to be able to bring my other skills to the table, and much easier for them to quickly promote me into a position where I could use those other skills. So I went in as just data scientist, but very quickly I was given a team to lead and given the job of building that team. So that's what I've done.
I can totally relate to the small company organization because my company also, I mean, we've grown since, but the company I'm working at started with, I think it was about 70, 80 persons in the company. Okay. And now we're over 150. So it's quite nice to see the company growing with you.
Yes, absolutely. And as a learning experience is fantastic because I'm not just learning data skills, but I'm learning about software companies and about how small companies transition into bigger companies. And as of next month, I'm being promoted to be director of development. So again, being such a small company has given me that opportunity for growth that I wouldn't have had if I'd joined a much bigger, consultancy firm or something like that.
Congratulations, first of all. When did you realize that you wanted to move from where you were before?
It was about 3 years ago, back in 2021. And there were kind of 3 triggers for this, really. And in the school where I was working, I remember a pensions advisor came in to talk to us all about the teachers' pension scheme. And one of the things he said was, if you're sitting here listening to me, counting down the years to retirement, you might want to think about whether you're in the right job. And I thought, oh gosh, that's exactly what I'm doing. I was 49 at the time. And I remember thinking, I've got 17 years to go potentially, and I'm not sure I want to do exactly the same thing for another 17 years because that's a long time. And it's, the same length of time that I had been a teacher. So there was that. And then My daughter in September 21 got really seriously ill at the age of 20. She got sepsis and she nearly died, and she was in a coma for 3 weeks. And that sort of shocking life experience just reminds you that, life is short. And if you feel the need, you feel an itch, the need to change something in your life, then really, what are you waiting for? So there was that. And then the third thing was kind of the experience of lockdown, which just as a teacher, you're always in the classroom. It's same working format. And when we had to do that from home, it sort of opened my eyes to, what else could I do from home? Maybe I can change something. So that's what started it, but it took me a while to put any of this into action.
I mean, when you speak about your daughter, when you go through something so shocking, definitely rethink and reassess whatever you're doing. And I think that the pandemic was a time where everyone started thinking, right, what else can I do? Because this is not working out for me. I know that this is what I did too. So tell me, what steps did you take so that you could pivot into data?
I was at home thinking, what else can I do? And I'd had a bad day at work, and I Googled working at home jobs Guildford, which is where I live. And the first 20 results said data analyst. And I thought, what's that? I didn't know that was a thing. So I just started poking around online, and I thought, my gosh, this is something that I could do and that I would really enjoy because of my background as a scientist. So I just online search really, and I came across the London School of Economics on a data analytics career accelerator, which is a 6-month online program, which I enrolled for. And again, it's kind of one of the benefits of the whole pandemic experience is that it really accelerated online learning. And all these courses have since appeared and they're delivered in a really effective way. So I signed up for that 6-month program, and that's really what got me going. And it was fantastic. It was really good.
It is incredible how the whole remote experience has been accelerated since the pandemic, like you said. Yeah. But I have to say, my favorite is working from home careers in Guildford. Googling it, I mean, it just seems so simple, but yes, of course, it's so obvious.
The wonders of the internet.
I know, right? But tell me, what was the scariest part for you?
Definitely handing in my notice to my employer in November 21, which was just about 6 weeks after I started the course. And I thought this was bold, but I felt I really needed to throw myself off the edge of that cliff of, leaving my comfort zone so that I could be forced into finding another job. I think it's probably a bit harsh in hindsight on myself. And then at Christmas, I had a real panic because I realized, not only do I run my household by myself on a single income, but I had a mortgage which was reaching the end of its fixed term in June and children to feed and all the rest of it. I thought, I must be out of my mind. What am I doing? My career coach on the course really helped me calm down and take stock and be confident in my plan. She said, trust the process. You're doing the right things. You will find a job. But yeah, I had a bit of a wobble about my confidence and my sort of crazy decision to hand in my notice before I had a job.
I can totally understand that. I mean, when I did mine, I didn't have the opportunity to hand in my notice. Unfortunately, there was a lot of jobs being cut because of the pandemic at the time. And it is so scary. You're just like, you're in an abysm and just think, that's it. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to throw myself in it. And with a bit of luck, data is going to catch me. Who knows?
Yep.
So when you started doing this, I feel like perhaps we may have already heard this, but what was the most important advice you wish someone had told you when you started thinking about this transition?
To just do it. I mean, I think in the end, I told myself to do it. And I think actually, I wish I had had the confidence to do something like this a bit sooner in my life. I mean, I don't regret anything, but I do think, I think about my daughters who are in their early 20s. I hope that they know that they have more options open to them than they might realize. And I think when I was in that stage, I didn't explore enough options to find out what would have really suited me best. And going to Women in Data last week and meeting loads of amazing, inspiring women, a lot of whom have been in data for much longer, I felt a little tinge of envy that, I could have been doing this for years because I love it. It's fantastic. So I wish I'd known that I could have done it sooner.
I agree with you. I feel your pain. I feel the same thing when I meet some women that have been in the industry, let's say in data for such a long time. But I think there's also perhaps a new conversation starting with the new generation, with the 20-year-olds and so on, where they don't need to follow a certain path, where, a 6 months, 3 months career accelerator is absolutely acceptable.
Definitely.
So many people have done it. You have done it. I have done it. I know other people that have, and we're doing just fine, and we get jobs, and we're all progressing, and we're bringing a different perspective into the data world.
And that's why I say I don't regret anything, because I still know that I've got a lot to look forward to and a lot to bring to all the roles that I do in the future. And I'm excited about that. And it's nice to feel excited about that at this stage in my life when I'm 52. I'm very hungry and ambitious for the future.
So what are you most proud of in this whole process?
Well, what I'm most proud of, and it might sound like it's not related to this process, but it is representing Great Britain at the World Masters Road Race Championships in road cycling, which I did in September 21. So I took up road cycling about 5 years ago and discovered that I was very fast and very competitive, and I had this, urge to just rush around as fast as possible. And my friends in the club said, try a bit of racing. So I got into racing and really enjoyed it. And I entered a qualification race and I came third, and I got to represent GB at the World Road Race Finals in Italy in 2022. And, it was it was like a dream come true, but a dream I didn't even know was on the table. I didn't know that I could do that and be good at it and experience success in sport at this stage of my life. I was 50 at the time. And during that race, I was halfway up a mountain in the Dolomites. I actually remember thinking to myself, if I can achieve this, what else can I do? And that was at that point, I was just I got home and signed up for the course. So it was success in a completely different area of my life that gave me confidence to try something new.
It pushed you to where you are. It really is, little things that happen, with that person talking about retirement in your old school.
Yes.
What happened to your daughter doing something amazing in road cycling and then getting into the data course. I mean, the whole process is just beautiful to listen to. I love it.
It has been transformational. It really has. Because, if 10 years ago or even sooner than that, I felt like I was just kind of going to trot along and do the same thing for the rest of my life. And I kind of gone to sleep. And you think, hang on a minute, we are going to live a long time. Our life expectancy is really fantastic in this day and age. The message I would give to anyone is that it's never, ever too late to try something new. And you'd be surprised at what you can achieve as long as you're motivated and you have the opportunity, but you can make those opportunities. I never thought I would be able to describe myself as someone who could code. I just didn't think that applied to me. I thought it was for, geeky young men in hoodies sitting in the dark. But it's just really not true. And that's why I think Women in Data is so important, because it does shatter that misconception about what it means to be in data or tech. So yeah, I think anyone can surprise themselves by trying something new. If you find what you like and you're motivated, there are opportunities galore to go and find out what you can do.
Absolutely. I think we should finish with this. It's never too late.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to finish this. Thank you so much, Elodie, for your time today.
It's really nice to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to How I Got Into Data. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe for more content. Remember, your feedback is important to us. so please leave a review if you can. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.